Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You should be able to now. I just started the stream. How are you? How's life? Let's take some time to arrive and to allow for folks to come in. And also try to make the camera less sideways. It does what it can, you know what I mean? But, anyways, how are you doing today? Happy, what day is it? Monday? Happy Monday. Welcome, welcome. Let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me, and then we'll go from there and get this productivity session started. Also, I'll probably turn more lights on, but it kind of just feels really chill like this, so let me know. Oh, hi. Hey, hey, hey. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Happy Monday if it's still Monday where you are. So, yeah, let me know. Oh, yes. Yes. So can you hear me and see me well? I'm assuming that's a yes. Yeah, it is a new to me chair, actually. Um, I actually only paid $25 for it, but yes. No, the setup's the same. The only thing that's changed is the chair. That's all it is. Everything else is the same. But yeah, welcome. I hope that you're doing well. If you've never been here before, my name is Laia. I see some folks here that I know from other streams, so it's good to see you again. And for those of you who have never been here, feel free to introduce yourself in the chat if that's something you feel like doing. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to be here without engaging. That's part of the point of this, is that you can utilize this time however works for you best, meaning that I can just be in the background accompanying you through your productivity, through whatever it is that you decide to do. Or if it feels like you want to engage, then please feel free to engage in the chat. It's always a little bit more fun for me as well. Uh yeah, you know what? I'm feeling that. Yeah, so if you feel like checking in whether in the chat or for yourself, as in like how you're doing today, um, you can do it with words, but I find that sometimes words can be complex. And so you can consider checking in like from 0 to 10, or thinking of like an emoji that would represent how you feel. I don't know. I like to get creative and do things like that, because a lot of times it's simpler than thinking about like how I like that, all the words that come with how I feel, you know. But yes, it's lovely to see you all here. I hope that your week is starting however it's starting, and that however you feel, you make the most of it. Again, if you've never met me before, if you've never joined any of my sessions, whether that's yoga or productivity, my name is Laia, and I'm a yoga teacher, a writer, a slow living advocate, and I've been creating these spaces for a while now. I've done them in person as well, but I'm really enjoying doing them online, because one of the biggest things for me is accessibility. I like to make sure that folks of diverse backgrounds, financial status, whatever you want to call it, have access to wellness tools. So being able to host these here on YouTube is pretty great, because you can access it now live. You can use the recording later. So yeah, I hope that it serves you. Overwhelmed and anxious. Y'all, crying sessions are the best, I find. But I'm glad that you feel calmer. Do y'all want to take a breath before we get started, before we get even chattier and stuff, just to arrive? Wherever you are, find a comfortable seat. Elongate your spine, let your shoulders relax and lengthen your neck. And maybe you let your eyes soften down, or you can also close your eyes, letting yourself settle into the seat beneath you, becoming aware of the sounds around you, and eventually landing on the ebb and flow of your breath. Take a deep inhalation through your nose, noticing the air coming in through the nostrils, down the throat, into the body, and expanding. Exhale, notice the air softening and exiting the body through your nose or your mouth. Inhale, notice the expansion. Exhale, release and soften. One more, breathe in. And breathe out. I invite you to consider one reason why you decided to show up to this productivity session today. Maybe consider what you intend to create or embody or explore. Or maybe a fear that you want to release so that it will allow you to start to create. And if it resonates with you, you can bring your hands over your heart, taking a deep breath in. Hold at the top and side out. Release your hands. Let your eyes open if they're closed. Find a little bit of movement. All right. I hope that felt okay for you. All right. With that being said, let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. One, let me explain to you how the Pomodoro works, just in case you need a refresh or you've never done it before. That's absolutely fine. The Pomodoro method, the idea is to grab a block of time, however long you want to, and then divide that between sprints where you'll be creating, working, doing, and then short breaks where you'll pause, relax, look outside, feed yourself, rest. Yeah. Traditionally, Pomodoro is 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. That works for a lot of folks. That tends to work for this group. And it can also be done in any way that you want. So if you find yourself today or any time that you engage in Pomodoros, either by yourself or with others, and noticing that when the timer goes off, you still want to keep going, or maybe you want to stop way before the timer goes off or a little bit before, you could readjust to make it work for you. Meaning, maybe for you, it's best to do 30 minutes on, 10 minutes off, or 20 minutes on, 10 minutes off. Just structure it however it works for you. And perhaps for different tasks, you like to do different lengths. Yeah. So that's just also something to consider. So I'd like to know, maybe in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this later, what is your preferred length of Pomodoro sprints if you've done them before? I do like the 25-5. But I also like a lot 35-10. It's something that I do with one of my writing groups. I don't know how we came to 35. And I think that 10 was meant to be 5. And then eventually it became 10 because we just chill and talk for too long. But we like it that way. So I would love to know, when you do Pomodoros, when you choose, when you're not doing them perhaps with other people, what is your preferred length? What I also like to do when I do Pomodoros, and probably you all know, is start with a warm-up one, meaning that the first productivity sprint is a little bit shorter. You like 25-5 most days? Yeah. When you're feeling super focused, 50-10. Yeah, 50-10 is a very popular one as well. I've done it before. For some reason, I don't really go for 50-10. I've told you before that sometimes when I'm really behind on certain things, I join people that do like coding and things for their sprints, and they go for an hour and a half and they rest for 15. And that's mega intense, but I kind of like it every once in a while. 15-5 for bad days, yes, absolutely. Or for shorter tasks, another thing, you can use this for whatever you want, right? So yes, I'm calling them productivity sprints, but really they're just focus time. So you could use it, of course, for your regular work, for creative projects like writing, drawing, playing music, whatever. You could also use it for daily tasks like getting your laundry done, decluttering, cooking. You could also use it for leisure activities like reading, crocheting, you name it. Yeah. I hope that you get the idea with what I'm saying. So, with that being said, different lengths of Pomodoros may serve different tasks. So, maybe if all I want to do is declutter my little cozy nook here, all I need is 15 minutes and then 5 and then maybe another 15 minutes and then maybe I'm done. If I'm trying to write a book or study, maybe I'd rather choose something that I can focus for longer. But I think it really depends on each person and your capacity for focus. I don't like to label it as good or bad capacity for focus. We have what we have. So try to make the best of it with what you have. Yeah. All right. Do you have any questions before we get started with the first sprint? I have a question for you if you feel like answering it. Again, feel free to put it in the chat or feel free to at least write it down for yourself. It is important to ask yourself before you start one of these productivity sessions, what am I going to be working on? What do I want to focus my time on? Chances are that that's very clear for you and you're like, okay, all I need is to grab my laptop, make sure it's plugged in and that it has internet because what I'm going to do is X, Y, or Z. Or perhaps you are someone that has 17 different projects. I invite you to maybe grab a notebook, whether that's a regular notebook or an electronic notebook, and maybe write down 3 of those tasks. Yeah. How you choose those tasks is up to you. Depending on how I'm feeling, I may choose like, what are the 3 easiest tasks? And I'll put those 3 as potential things I could do with my productivity session. And then kind of like flow and see what happens first. But if you can be more specific, you will get to it faster, right? So yes, let me know what you're working on. Grabbing tea, sweet snacks, that sounds great. Sounds great. And then you should study. Okay. So there's several things. You could study or you could write. So in the first 10 minutes, the invitation is maybe gather what you need, maybe get started if you know what you want to get started on, or maybe take the time to write down, okay, what are the things, right? Like I like to write down, what are my to-dos today? And like today, I have 4 things that I would like to get done. I'm not doing just the productivity sprint that we're going to be doing together. I'm doing a few more by myself later on. So I know that there are 3 or 4 things I want to be working on during those sprints. I find that's my lovely neighbor. He has a very loud bike. He's very proud of it, as you might notice. He loves doing that back and forth. Anyways, I was saying that I would love to just be like, okay, I'm gonna just write novel this morning and just dive in. But a lot of times, what happens is that my brain doesn't really feel like doing that. And then I can be like, okay, so what's the next thing that I could do? My newsletter. All right, so I'll just try that, and so then it's a little bit easier to succeed, I find, because otherwise I can get caught up in like not doing the thing, and then I utilize the sprint for who knows what. So there he is again. He's just a lovely human. No, he really is. It's his bike that I don't love so much. But anyways, let's get ready for our first 10-minute sprint. Are y'all feeling like a warm-up sprint? Let me know. Again, you could use the sprint to actually sprint and start to create whatever you're creating, work on whatever you're working on, or you could use it to get your shit together. Yeah. So I'm going to set a 10-minute timer. This is my little trusty cube. I think it's, I'm going to make sure that it's on sound so y'all can hear it beeping. Warm up would be cool. All right. So with that being said, here are 10 minutes on the clock. I'm going to mute the mic because I also have to go grab things, but I will see you back here in 10 minutes. Happy productivity. All right. That was 10 minutes, my friends. How was it for you? How did you do? Did you actually get something done, or maybe decide what you're going to be working on, or maybe get yourself some food or some water? So let me know how it was for you. I actually started to make my breakfast, almost finished, but didn't quite finish. So as mentioned, we will do a sprint, a break, a sprint, a break. And just so that we don't get super chatty in the breaks, because today we're going to keep them to 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and set the timer. In this 5 minutes, I encourage you to do whatever you need. Again, now we're still in the prep stage of this productivity session. So maybe you just stay here and chill and chat. Maybe you consider what else do you need to gather before you get fully started on your project, whatever that may be. And you can also choose to maybe stand up and stretch and move. If you have the ability to, maybe open a window and look out, or even go outside and hopefully, if it's sunny, you can get a little bit of sun on your face. Yeah. But again, it's just some time to disconnect from the project. What I would like for you to make sure that you do is that if you're taking the productivity section, if you're taking the sprints seriously and go, 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 then also take the breaks seriously and pause, 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 pause. Yes. So make sure that you're pausing. As I was saying earlier, if you notice that as we do these sprints, the 25 minutes are perhaps not long enough for you and you want to keep going, I invite you to start to create your own Pomodoros as well, where you do the longer period that you want of productivity. Also, the longer the productivity session, or the sprint rather, the longer you may want to make your break. Yes, I don't think it would be as beneficial if you, for example, did an hour and a half and then you did 5 minutes. I would definitely do at least 15. Yeah. So just kind of gauge what works for you, but pay attention, pay attention. All right. We have a few minutes before we get going. The next sprint will be our first 25-minute sprint. And I would love to know what you're working on today, what project you brought to this session. I have 3 things that I need to be working on that I can do in this session. I'm going to look them up again because even though I know, I write it down just because it's better for my brain. I don't need to keep all the information in it. Not at all times anyway. So the 3 things that I need to be working on today are my novel, my newsletter, and my scripts for meditations that I'm going to be recording this week. So that's my plan. What's yours? What are you working on today? I would love to know. My novel, more than writing my novel, I'm editing it. I got ahead a few chapters last week during productivity sessions. So thank you all for, helping me be inspired and continue to write my novel and continue to edit it and clean it up. But yeah, the last few days I haven't really touched it, but I've been doing other things, so it's time I hop back in, I think, but I don't know if it'll be in the first sprint or the second sprint. Never know. Finishing preparing a snack. Small tasks, absolutely. Yeah, preparing a snack and doing a small task for the next 25 minutes, that's a decent amount of stuff, You have exams soon. Do you like exams? And then you'll be writing. That sounds nice. Okay. So we have a minute and a half. I think first I will finish making my food. Coffee will probably have to happen later on because I make mine. I just got an automatic grinder, so at least the grinding part doesn't have to happen manually anymore. But it takes me a minute to make my coffee, so I don't think I'll do it this sprint. Maybe next. But yeah, I definitely need to eat because I'm hungry and my belly's gonna start to make noises. And that part of this is that I try to keep the mic unmuted so you can hear the nature and things. But if all you hear is my belly rumbling, then it's not gonna happen. But yeah. All right. We have just a few seconds left, about 42 seconds left. So go ahead and grab whatever you need. If there's anyone that you need to talk to in your household, whether that's a pet or a person, to let them know, hey, I'm going to be focusing now for the next 25 minutes. Maybe you turn your phone to airplane mode. If you rather, you could also get one of breaking everything. Hold on. I'm going to save it all. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Deep breath, Leia. All right. So what I was saying is you can also use an app to block yourself from accessing apps that you know distract you. So it's an app to block apps. This one I use is called Forest, and what I like about it is that you can grow. You grow a tree while you are focusing. It also shows you stats, which is nice, when you're trying to be productive, I find. And yeah, it stops me from accessing certain apps that I know that sometimes, obviously it's phone addiction, but I feel like I just gravitate towards, I just go. So I'm going to set 25 minutes on that as well, because might as well grow a plant while I'm at it. I hope that you have everything that you need for your project too. Feel free to share also if you haven't yet what you're going to be working on. And if you're not sure, that's absolutely okay. Maybe you take these 25 minutes to make a list of potential projects you could work on the next sprint. Setting the timer to 25 minutes. I'm going to be muted at the beginning because I'm going to be stepping away. But after that, when I'm here, as long as there's not too much noise, I'm always going to be unmuted so that you can hear the sounds of me typing, writing, nature, people, life. My neighbor's bicycle, which by the way was not a bike, it was a car. But anyways, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, my friends. See you on the other side. All right. Perfect. That was 25 minutes. As always, I'd like to know how that felt for you, if that felt productive. But before I say anything else, I don't know if you noticed that I was like looking out that way. There were deer walking through the woods right there. Um, Maybe next time, if I notice them sooner, I can try to point the camera that way so y'all can see them as well. Um, I don't have my glasses on, so I couldn't see which ones they were. We have several that live out here, and there was a baby last night, so I know there's at least one baby. Anyways, I actually got a good amount of stuff done. I finished making my food. I ate my food, and then I decided that I was gonna start with my newsletter. So I got a few words of it done, which is great because I have moved forward. I have 62 words written of it. Okay. It's better than no words. And I kind of have an idea and a direction of what I'm going to write about. So, and I have plenty of time. This doesn't go out till Wednesday. And today's Monday if you're watching this live. At least where I am in the world is still Monday. All right. I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes. And in this 5 minutes, we will take a break. On your break, I invite you to, if you're able and want to, get up, stretch, move. You could also get some water, make yourself some coffee or tea, go outside. Just consider what you'll do in this 5 minutes. I'm going to, first of all, stand up. If you want to join me, you can stand up and kind of shake out your legs and your arms. You can do that seated too. Move your neck. And then, so yeah, it was a good sprint for me. It went by faster than I thought it would. Most of the time, the first sprint for me is a little bit sluggish, I guess. Like I have a harder time getting things done, but maybe the fact that I started eating. Also, we talked about it, I think, in the last stream, but I find that for both, I mean, for pretty much anything that I do, I have found it very beneficial to start it by hand. Um, Part of me wants to just write everything by hand and then move it to to the computer, but that seems like an extreme I don't know that it's an extreme waste of time, but it's really time consuming. And so what I've been doing is at least getting started on paper or on like electronic paper if I'm using my tablet, and then moving it from there to continuing on once I have kind of like a really basic draft, if you will. So all right, we have 3 minutes left of the break. So I'm going to go ahead and go do some things. You do the same. I will be back shortly. And yeah, we'll do the next 25 minutes. All right, friends. That was 5 minutes. Yay. Did you have a nice break? I kind of just literally just like walked around and did almost nothing. But after this 5 minute break is done, whether you've been here the entire time or you just joined, we are doing a productivity session and we have done a 10-minute warm up, 5 minute break, 25-minute sprint, 5 minute break, and now we're going to start our second sprint of 25 minutes. So I'm going to set our trusty timer to 25. And if you haven't yet, just make sure that you have at least 1 or 2 projects ready. Okay. First of all, you're not too stupid. That is absolutely, I'm going to pause. There's nothing about you that's stupid. I hardly know you and I know that you're not stupid. Like, no. Second of all, deep breath. And like you're saying, if right now that's bringing you that much stress and anxiety, maybe take a moment and do something else, because I don't think that's not how you want to talk to yourself. I would highly recommend you don't talk to yourself like that. I do it often and it doesn't feel good. I don't recommend it. So I think you're wonderful. Maybe what you have to do and the exams are difficult. That still doesn't make you stupid. That's just my opinion though. So let's take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Whatever it is, you've got this. But again, if it's stressing you out enough to treat yourself like this, I invite you to choose something else, even if it's just for half of the next sprint. Yeah. Of course, you're free to do what you want, but that would be what I would do. All right. So I'm going to set the timer to 25 minutes. And whether you feel like you are succeeding, whether you feel like you're failing or wasting your time or doing too much or not doing enough, you've got this. Do what you can with the next 25 minutes. Maybe that means resting and taking care of yourself. That's absolutely valid productivity too. And I'll see you on the other side. Good luck. All right. That was a 25-minute sprint, our second one at that. How did you do? How do you feel? Put your pen down or whatever it is that you're doing, whatever project you're doing, put it down for a few moments. Feel free to check in the chat. Is that something that feels good for you? Or utilize the 5-minute break to do anything you would like other than the project. So maybe you get up, go outside, move around, maybe use the restroom, drink water, feed yourself, go chat with somebody. I don't know, do whatever you want in these next 5 minutes. But also feel free to check in the chat how this has been going for you. I am super content with my progress. I would say I'm more than halfway through the draft of my newsletter. Of course, then there's the editing, which that takes a while as well, but I feel pretty solid with my draft. So yay. So yeah, if you want to let me know how you're doing, whatever you're doing, that's always nice. I have set the 5 minutes on the clock, so that means our 5-minute break has begun. I'm gonna get up, stretch, move around, and as I do that, I'm obviously gonna mute my mic. So I will see you in a few moments. Actually, let me just check the chat first. Comfort playlist, yes. Change your plans. Listen to your comfort playlist, journaled, and reflected. I wonder if that felt slightly better. Yeah. Does anybody else have a comfort playlist? I have many playlists. I don't know if you saw. Let me share one with you actually. Hold up. Um, let's see. I just made this one. I don't know if you joined yesterday, but I taught a live slow flow here on YouTube. I will also put the link. But let me share the playlist that I made for that class. Hold on. Let me put it in the chat for you. Oh, thank you. Here's the playlist. The title of it is the title of the yoga class, but let me also share the yoga class with you. Might as well. Let's see. Just in case you wanted to listen to music. It does have lyrics, so depending on what work you're doing, it may not be the best. What was I gonna say? Playlist, but. So, well, if you couldn't attend yesterday, here's the link. You can do it anytime you want because it's posted. So yeah, you can use the playlist. The playlist basically would start at the time that the actual practice starts, which I do put the timeline on it so you can move forward right into the flow if you want to skip all the beginning chatter or whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna get up for a moment, move around. Ooh, you have filled half of a mandala. That's nice. Relaxing. See, and I like relaxed productivity and slow productivity. Just kind of being present with whatever activity you're doing, and you get as much done as you get done, right? Whether it's a creative project or something you're doing for fun or something that does have a deadline, you'll still get done as much as you get done, no more, no less. And oftentimes stressing about it just creates that, for me at least, that block, and then I just can't move forward at all. So all right. See you all. We have about a little bit over a minute and a half. So make sure you grab anything that you need before the next sprint. I'll come back in a moment. Okay, let me stop this. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, I don't really do them that much. I have a couple of books of mandalas and I don't use them as much, so it's nice to know that they actually do work. Yeah, for anxiety relief, they're quite great to relax and to be present. Yeah. Yeah, so that's another thing that you can do in these productivity sessions. Excuse me. You can use them to relax, you know, stress relief. As you saw, I posted a playlist and a yoga class in the chat. The yoga class is for stress relief. So consider that maybe after this session, if you wanted to take some time to do yoga, we always do a couple of stretches seated where we are at the end. But if you wanted to take a longer yoga class, that may be a good one. Um, it's mostly accessible. There are a couple of sections where I offer standing, but you can do most of it on the ground. So it's a nice class to like wind down. So, yeah. Yeah, I think anything I find, for example, if I like when I'm writing, obviously, that's reflection, but sometimes that's like too much reflection. So I do find that things that are, I don't want to, I was trying to think of the word because the word is not mindless. Um, but you know, more like it's just kind of an automatic movement. Like when I crochet, which I'm not really good at yet, but like, you know, I can already feel how that could kind of just let me just while I'm doing the movement of the hands, I'm just letting my mind kind of organize itself a little bit. So, but yeah. All right. How are you all feeling? Do you want to do another 25-minute sprint? If so, it will be the last one. We can also wrap it up here if y'all are feeling complete. I'm happy to do one more. I'm also happy to do some stretches and close out the session, but I'm here to serve the community. So let me know what you would like, and we can do that. We could also do a shorter sprint if you wanted to finish with a shorter sprint. That's always a possibility. That's the joy of the timer. We can set it to whatever we want. And that's the joy of creating our own community. We can do what we want. You want to learn crocheting? Well, my friend, actually, my friend's my friend's daughter, she goes to this circle at the library, which is like every week, and there's this wide variety of folks that go, and they teach each other and they help each other. And she is teaching my friend, and then she's also teaching me. But the day that she taught us, we were also watching a movie, so there wasn't a lot of teaching going on. But I really want to learn to do properly because I don't know. I like manual things. Otherwise, I end up just biting my nails. So might as well just have other mindless things to do with my hands, you know, and make pretty things for myself and for people. So I'll let you know how that goes. You'd like to do another sprint? Okay. Well, that makes two of us. So that's that works. So I'm going to set the timer to 25 minutes again. This will be our last sprint of the day, meaning maybe utilize if you're not going to be doing any more sprints today, if this is all the time that you have today for productivity or whatever you're choosing to do, this is where you would wrap up, right? What do you have to do to feel complete, to not feel like you're leaving loose ends that then are just going to create more confusion in your mind? If you are doing more of a relaxing activity, perhaps consider something that you want to do afterwards, right? Or just utilize the time to just continue going, right? If you know that maybe you're going to keep creating throughout the day or whatever. Anyways, 25 minutes. No, that's 24. Hold on. That's 25. Best of luck. Grab your project. Take a deep breath. You've got this. See you on the other side. All right. That was 25 minutes. That was our last 25-minute sprint. How was it? How did it feel? I hope that it was as productive or as restful or as somewhere in between as it needed to be for you. I continued on with my newsletter, and I don't know if you noticed that there's like this random thing that says Coffee Bot on the chat. I set that up. I didn't know I was gonna do that, but that's kind of cool, and I'll tell you about it in a moment. But that was so fast. Yes, I agree. It was so fast, and again, that's why I find these so beneficial, because even on the days where I'm like today, sluggish, tired, I don't really feel like it. I don't think I'm gonna get anything done. I'm stressed out, whatever. By the second or third sprint, even if I have procrastinated on the ones before or not done enough or whatever, there's a point where it just starts to feel good. And even if this is the point where I stop, I've done right now, I feel like I've done enough. I'm going to continue because I want to and I have to, because there are certain things that have deadlines that I have to do. But it feels so much better than it did 2 hours ago. So I don't know how it feels for you. Yes, this mini timer is so nice. I'll try to find, I can't remember, I'll try to find the link for it and share it with y'all if you want to, because I like it very much as well. And I take it with me everywhere, whether I'm doing sprints at home, whether I'm traveling, whether I'm at a coffee shop. Sometimes I'll take it too, because it has a setting where it just vibrates, so then it's not being loud, but I still know when it's happening. But again, you can always use your phone, which I don't even know where mine went. But yeah. Friends. With that being said, that chat bot that you saw, that thing that says Coffee Bot, that is, I don't know if you know, but doing these sprints is super fun, and it is also taking time from my life where I can be doing this live, or I can do it in a more focused way. So it is very important for me to make sure that these sessions are productive in more than one way. Also meaning that if you feel like you're getting benefit from this, if you show up in the sessions and you are, and not only enjoying them, but they're helping you move forward in your life, I invite you to donate. I know that donations sometimes may feel like if you're donating $1 or €1, it's not very much. And know that no donation is too small. So if you felt like donating $1 or $2 or whatever, I'm going to put the link in the chat so that you can buy me a coffee, or a coffee if you rather call it that. So yeah, it's a great way to support me. And in that way, I continue to invest my resources, my time, my effort, my creativity into creating more productivity sessions, more yoga classes, right? So just consider donating. It always makes my heart feel happy, even if it's just $1. So, and also think about it. Like if you're buying me a coffee or two a week, you're making my life better. And, anyways, let's finish the session with a little bit of yoga if you want to. Would you like that? Would that bring you joy? If so, we'll do it seated where we are. I know Anna noticed that I have a nice new fancy chair that I got secondhand and only paid 25 bucks for. And it's brand new. Like it feels brand new to me. So it is one of these that actually rolls around, like wee, which is great, and also not the best to do certain yoga poses. However, what we'll be doing right now is nothing that you can do in any chair. So, oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you got things done. I did as well. So it's lovely to be in community and do whatever it is that we want to do for a little while. So feel free to join us now for some stretching if you want to. Again, you can be seated wherever you want. You could also just choose to follow the breath if that's something that feels best for you today and not do any of the movement. But if the movement is possible for you, I invite you to do any or all of it, however much you want to, just to create a little bit of space after this productivity session that we've embarked on together. So bring yourself to a comfortable seat. You could lean into the backrest of your chair, or you could move yourself a little bit more forward. Again, if your chair has wheels, make sure that they're locked or that your feet are firmly on the ground so that you keep it stable. And then elongate your spine, relax your shoulders, lengthen your neck. And just take a moment here to maybe yawn or move your jaw or move your head. And then slowly bring yourself to stillness. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose or your mouth. Inhale, lift your shoulders up toward your ears. Exhale, roll them back and down. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back and down. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Relax your shoulders. Ground through the sitting bones. Lengthen through the neck again. Inhale. Feel the breath expand. Exhale, relax. Inhale, take your shoulder blades toward one another. Lift your shoulders up. Exhale, roll them forward and down. Take a few circles going the opposite direction. The movement doesn't have to look any certain way. Just let any tension that you find there maybe soften a bit. 1 more breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, slow down the movement. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, start to bring your right ear toward the right shoulder, opening to the left side of the neck. You could stay or stretch your left arm out, reaching the fingertips out to increase the sensation. Bring your hand back down, bring your neck back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, bring your left ear to the left shoulder. Stay there or stretch your arm to the side. Breathe. 1 more inhale and exhale. Release your arm, bring your neck back to neutral, and on your inhalation, start to sweep your arms forward, taking them as high up as you want. They don't have to go very high. And as you exhale, lower them back down. As you inhale, lift your arms straight up. Maybe they lift by your ears. Exhale, lower your arms in front and down. 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, release your arms right in front of you. Flex your wrists, so face your palms forward as if you were pressing them against the wall. Stretch your fingers wide. And then start to take circles here with your wrists one way. And then the other. 1 more breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, release your hands back down to your lap. Relax your shoulders down and back. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, let your chest go forward. Maybe you take your elbows to your thighs and you relax your head here. You could also let yourself go a little further forward. Maybe your entire body relaxes over your legs and you relax your head down and your hands come down toward the floor. But wherever you are, maybe you let your neck move a little side to side. No and yes. 1 more breath. And then slowly, maybe using your hands to help yourself up. Rise back. Relax your shoulders. And you could stay here seated and take a moment to maybe shake your wrists, shake your shoulders. You could also, if that's something you're able to do or want to do, stand up and do the same. Just shaking your entire body for a moment. Breathing in and out. One more breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, slow down the movement. You could stay standing. You could sit back down. Soften your gaze or close your eyes for a moment. Letting the energy settle. Noticing how you feel. after this productivity session. And whether your mind deems it as you did enough or maybe you didn't do enough. Can you maybe cheer yourself up a little and say something like, well done? Maybe bring one arm over the shoulder and the other one around your rib cage and you give yourself a little hug. And you can thank yourself for the effort, for the presence. Deep breath in and out. Release the embrace. Open your eyes if you close them. All right. Hope that you enjoyed those gentle stretches to close today's session. Again, just a reminder that movement matters and that it doesn't always have to be an hour of power yoga or going for a run, right? Sometimes it's just a few conscious breaths, a couple of stretches right where you are to remind yourself, your physical body and your energy of the present moment. I've really enjoyed spending this time with you and being productive. I hope that you have as well. This week, I have a few more streams coming up. Most of them, however, will be on Insight Timer. Let me share the link with you just in case. I've actually been featured as a featured teacher this week on Insight Timer, so I have some streams there. And it's also the time of, it happens to the time of the month where there's a lot of events that I usually do on there. So if you are doing this live, tomorrow, Tuesday, we have a harvest, full moon, and eclipse session. That'll be yoga, intention setting, lots of fun. Then Wednesday, there's productivity session over there. Friday, there is productivity session over there. And then Sunday, there's an equinox gathering. So also yoga and all the fun things. Let me share the link right here in the chat so that if you want to join those events, you know where to find them. Hold on. I can do this for you. It just will take me a moment. Oh yeah, I'm so glad that you enjoyed the hug at the end. Yeah, I gave myself lots of hugs. At first, it used to feel really awkward, and then I was like, why? You know, why can't I hug myself? Because I need way more hugs than are usually available around, which is totally fine. So yeah. All right, let me get this link for you, so that if you want to join, you can join me this week on Insight Timer. All the links will also be put down in the comments. So if you're watching this in the future, in the replay, you can also access all the things. So, and again, if you find benefit from the sessions, there is a donation link that you can access, whether you donate $1, €1, or 6 or 20, whatever you feel like giving. It all helps. It all invites me and allows me to continue to do this work. So I hope that you've had a great time today and that you stay kind to yourself, whatever that you're doing the rest of your day. Until we meet again, take care. Bye, everybody.